This is the only video you need to master fanny. Yup, you don't have to search or wonder why your cables aren't cabling anymore. All you have to do is follow these steps and explanations. I'm gonna go through the absolute basics until how to master her in just a few minutes. Don't skip the video to see the little basics that even most pro fanny users don't talk or even know about. Let's start with the skills. First, fanny's first skill is the useless skill. All you need it for is to finish your combo or farm with it. Other than that, there's not much to talk about. Now for her second skill, the cables. I'm gonna split this into two parts. Part 1, how the skill works. There is a lot of yabbing about how her second skill works. If you already know how it does, skip to. If you don't, stick with me, I'll explain everything. Fanny's second skill is throwing her cables on a wall to fly to that specific wall. Fanny uses momentum to travel with her cables, so if you know anything about physics, you'll understand how it works. Throwing two cables on opposing walls will make her go forward. Throwing a third cable will cancel the momentum of the first cable and make her go to the direction of the second and third cable, and so on the more cables you throw. Something nobody talks about is Fanny's damage. How pro fanny users deal so much damage, but when I play fanny I barely deal any damage. I'll tell you why. It's usually how slow you are flying. Now take notes. Slow cable speed equal low damage. High cable speed equal high damage. But high cable speed will force you to use more energy, so high cable speed equal more energy usage, while low cable speed equal less energy usage. But wait, this is where it gets confusing. Higher amount of cables in a period of time equal less energy usage, while lower amount of cables in a period of time equal higher energy usage. I get that it's a little hard to understand, but once you understand it, that's basically 60% of fanny. A lot of people say that straight cables aren't important, and they aren't wrong, but remember when I said the faster you fly, the more damage you deal? That's how you maximize her damage. Or you can do two cables in a specific way, it will act like a straight cable. Let me prove it. First, let's try only one cable. That's 2472. Now let's try straight cables. I want you to see the difference. 5120. That's crazy. Now lastly, two cables. That's 2560. As you can see, the damage difference is crazy. That's why sometimes it's important to learn how to go fast with fanny rather than just trying to freestyle. Now for her third skill. This is also important to maximize her damage. Watch closely. When Fanny uses her second skill and it hits an enemy hero, it puts a mark on them. That mark increases the damage of your ult by 30%. So to maximize the damage, you would want to hit an enemy with your cables twice before using your ultimate. Now for settings. Let me make things clear. Don't copy anybody's settings, it's not gonna help you. Instead, make your own settings. Now I'll show you what you should adjust. First, go to settings, then controls, and scroll down until you find skill wheel up sensitivity. You will adjust that starting from the letter S on setup, and go higher with it the more comfortable you feel with casting Fanny's cables. For me, I use the highest sensitivity, and if I feel like I can't play properly, I'll change it to reset my brain. Now to the most important setting, UI or user interface. You'll change the UI depending on your preference. My UI for Fanny is like this. I changed the offset since my fingers can't use Fanny's second skill properly if it's too far, so I changed the offset to have it closer to my finger. I do recommend though changing the offset and also making the skills bigger. That's just personal preference though. Now for the build and emblem. Remember that there is no fixed emblem or build for any hero, rather you choose your build depending on your enemies, allies, and playstyle. For the first build, I use it mostly to one-shot marksman and mage, especially if I'm playing against a Layla or such. In the late game, she do be scary. The second build is a sustain build, meaning the more cables you hit successfully, the more health you'll gain. Good for when you have an Angela playing with you, or if your team is missing a front line. Now for the secret tip. This is how you practice Fanny. 5 minutes each lane for 1 week and you're gonna be insane. Now watch how I'm gonna do it, and this is how you practice. If you are practicing for the mid lane, you're gonna go to the middle of the base and you're gonna spam your cables exactly like me, and you can try to be as consistent as possible with the positioning of the cables. It will help you so much because this is how you straight cable basically. The faster you do it, the better the straight cable will be. You have to be very consistent with this to have your fingers go faster each day. And after you're done for the first 5 minutes, you're gonna go to the left side of the base and you're gonna spam your cables to the right side. And that's how you train for the bottom lane. You're gonna do that for another 5 minutes and then you're gonna switch to the last position and do it for another 5 minutes. You can see how inconsistent I am with the top lane. This is my worst side. I can't straight cable properly there. So we're basically training together. No one is born perfect. And that's basically it. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please follow me. I hope I was of use today. And good luck out there. You can do it, man.